Oh, bottle opener? Yeah, it's on the wall.
There's two of them.
There's two of them. You can pick you want Ford or Chevy? Or are they? Oh, there's that one. You can buy these. These are cool.
I tried to hang mine from my rearview mirror, but this is like just barely too short to
I
get
can
around.
make those longer.
Well, what I also thought is I could just cut it and then redo the knot.
You could. Well, you can.
But then I wouldn't be able to get it off of my rearview mirror. And then what does that also say about me as a person if I have a bottle opener in my
from
car?
your rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't drink and drive.
But
That. Ooh.
Yay. This means you're prepared.
give me that thing.
She is.
Our goal is, I don't know how much battery we have left on this. We're
Not
gonna try
much.
not much. We're gonna try to drink as much beer as possible over this podcast, and complain about our cars and some of our thoughts that we have in this over the last week on automobiles. Also, if you want one of these bad crap bottle openers, I can't say the other word, the donkey word.
You just bleep it out.
I just bleeped that out, yeah. But these, I sell them $20. There's a spark plug with a bottle opener, and these are honestly one of the best bottle openers I've ever used. That's not just me saying that to sell it, that's actually legit.
That's facts.
It is fact.
Well, where'd we leave off last time? It was.
Welcome to the Daily Misfire Podcast,
Yeah.
number 2.
Yeah.
If I didn't say it already. Yeah, this is a cluster like how our cars, the truck's been.
We left off with the truck. We had just gotten it, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we just gotten it. So since then, we've ran into a number of problems. The most
Right.
recent being the harmonic balancer. It likes to make a lot of like little ticking noises because
Right.
the rivets are trash.
So the backstory on that, I was cleaning up the front end of the engine, with the engine in it still, mind you, and I accidentally bumped the balancer, and I noticed a tick in it when I touched it, and you could wiggle the outside ring of the balancer because there's the two-piece with the rubber gasket in the middle, and I can wiggle it back and forth, and it was that loose, so we made the decision to pull it off, and then we put my old 283 out of my Nova, the one that my stock 283. We put that balancer on the engine, and when we put that one in the car, the thing did a little wiggle like that.
It was worse.
It was way worse than what the original one was. And what we ended up doing with that was we actually ended up pulling the engine completely out of the truck because there was really no way for us to actually get the balancer to mount correctly the way we figured.
It was that or take basically the whole front
The
clip
light just
off.
died.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. But yeah, or it was take the front clip off the thing. But
Which would have been about the same amount of time as
Probably.
if we had just pulled the motor like we ended up doing.
right. And it gave us a chance to clean up the engine bay and do a whole bunch of different stuff. So we figured that was the best way to do it. And it come to find out, 283s are about the hardest thing to find freaking balancers for.
No
283s are
one
weird.
sells OEM
See if I
283
can translate
balancers, apparently.
Please? There you go.
Wow, that's really
That
bright.
was really bright. Really? Are you being rude? There, try that.
Amazon, thanks Bezos.
Yeah, thanks, Bezos. But yeah, so we couldn't find one. I think we've bought 2 or 3 different ones. One Zane brought out, my buddy. He brought out to try to give us one, and that one was too big because it was a 350. Then I went to Summit when me and my girlfriend Abby went to Reno. I bought one from there, and that one's a little bit too big. It probably would work, but we don't want to have to deal with the timing chain cover and a whole bunch of different stuff. So we ended up just trying to use a 327 balancer today to try to put it on, which if you see this, it'll probably be 2 or 3 days before.
Still wrong.
It's still wrong because that balancer is for a hot rod 327 and it's been balanced. So this is our mood right now.
Yeah. It hasn't been just that though. It's we've been fighting a lot of little stuff.
Yeah, it's
Bolts
just been
breaking off in the exhaust manifold.
the dipstick
tube breaking at the base.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to have to take off
No.
the oil pan.
LMC truck was fun.
Oh yeah,
We had that, not the Drill Rocks and LMC truck at all or anything, but we had an issue with the shipping and some of the payment stuff, just because of the different billing address, shipping address. and they put it on hold. But we went to call them today about it, and due to inclement weather, their office is closed for we don't know how long. So hopefully they reopen. Hopefully the weather actually clears back up.
Hopefully we don't have to remake another cart full of the stuff we need.
Yeah, it was about 40 items of screws and brackets and
took a while to find
accessories, and it took us probably about an hour to build that cart. And yeah, it was. But the truck's gonna be bitching when we're done. It's just.
It has new wheels and tires on it.
It has new wheels and tires.
Although one
of the tires leaks really bad because they're old used wheels. So I think the lip around the outside edge of the tire isn't sealing properly.
Yeah,
so we have to fix that.
We'll have to break the bead on just the front so that we can get a wire wheel on the lip of the wheel to clean it up, clean the rust off.
Try to remount it.
And then try to remount it, but apparently we might have to take it back to the tire shop that we originally did it, since I guess we might not be able to mount them at the shop here.
Right.
It's been a lot of sadness.
We've gotten to the point now where I was in kind of in desperation. I just offered up my 350 that I'm gonna have for my truck. I was like, I don't care.
No more 283s.
No more 283 because it's weird and hard and I don't understand it. And it's just a small block Chevy. It shouldn't be that hard, but it's an old small block Chevy, so it's different.
I don't know how we just end up making things more difficult for ourselves.
We find ways to make things way more difficult than they should be. Which is why I am drinking Cerveza. Cerveza. Corona Extra. Yeah. On top of, I'm going to try to finish this one in the next minute. So that way I can bust over into an Angry Orchard that he has sitting over in the corner. We're just going to... Crisp apple cider. Oh yeah.
Bam.
We haven't been drinking it all before this, mind you, either. Outside of this week, or the last couple weeks, we have some pretty cool stuff coming up.
We're going racing soon.
We're going racing. Sac Raceway's next points races, next two actually, are this weekend, which hopefully you'll see this before then. But, continuing. I am currently 32nd or 31st out of about 50 cars, which isn't that great, but it's also not bad.
It's better than me.
Better than him, better than a lot of people I know.
At least his race car has a motor in it.
This is accurate. But races 3 and 4 are both going to be this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to try to make a whole video on that. Hopefully I don't suck. The Nova has been a whole lot better recently. One of the biggest issues that we ran into last week, or last race event that we were at, was the balancer was actually loose on it, and which that's actually been an issue for the car probably last month or two that I've been struggling with EFI tuning on it, because I figured it was the EFI because it wouldn't idle correctly, it wouldn't do a whole bunch of different stuff. I couldn't make it adjust idlement correct. Come to find out, the distributor, I can just do that with it. So we tightened up the distributor at the racetrack, and it ran a 1370, I think it ran a 77 on the brakes on a 75 dial, which for drag racing, that's probably, for bracket racing, that's about as good as I could do. I red lit, of course, so that doesn't help me anything, but...
Well, but then you got the guys that are, they hit their dial almost exactly every time.
So, I don't know if anyone's done a whole lot of points racing at any of their local tracks or not, but at Sac Raceway specifically, in NorCal, the guys are very, very competitive. Even at sportsman class, guys routinely bust off 00 and with a number lights easily. Now most, about, I would say 30 or 40% of the time they red light, which I'm one of those people, but which the light's different now. It's kind of weird because it's a brand new tree because somebody ran over the tree last year. Shout out to Maverick guy last year, but he ran over the tree, and so now it's a completely new tree, new system, new everything. So I was convinced, I think pretty much everyone else was convinced that I did not red light, but I had an 06 or 05 red light or something like that, but it requires me to drink this to make me happy and not be irritated and sad about myself.
Yeah. Hopefully, we should have some more videos about the truck coming out soon. There is a video out now about us lowering it.
Right, watch that video. You guys haven't watched it at all.
Yeah. But yeah, what's the next video that'll be coming out about it? Is it pulling the engine or no?
I'm trying to think. I have one of the videos edited, I think, or I'm starting to edit one of them. It's either going to be us pulling the engine out. That's probably what it's going to be. It's probably going to be pulling the engine out, because that's probably our latest thing that we've done since like the tires and stuff. That video of us lowering it, and that was the last video that came out, was us talking about pulling the engine. Have we done that? Oh no.
Yeah, so there's gonna be an update.
There's gonna be an update of us before we pull the engine, and then there's gonna be us pulling the engine. Which, it's kind of funny, in between that, I don't know if we filmed a whole lot of it, but the plan was we were gonna pull the engine, and then we realized, well, we might not have to. But we had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did everything in our power not to. Just so that we could, keep it simple. But then we pulled the motor, and then a bunch of things started happening.
Yeah.
And then he suggested, well, maybe we do head gaskets too. And then I said no to that idea.
Yeah. He was trying, if it was our truck, like specifically our truck, we would do things such as that. But we would also be porting heads. We'd also be doing a whole lot more of that. Which
those heads that are on that motor.
So they're old.
Could be opened up so much.
Oh my lord. We've been talking about this like the last couple of days, especially me, because I'm Mr. Go Fast guy. I guarantee you, with the porting that is available just by gasket matching those heads, I guarantee you could have seat of your pants increase of horsepower just by porting them a little bit. Just opening those up and like letting them feather into it. You just get a die grinder. You just have some fun, because they're old school power pack heads. I think they're like 172 intakes. I think that's what a power pack is. It's not a camel hump where they go like that. It's more like a tower. It makes a tower. Trump tower.
You know more about Chevy stuff than I do.
He's a Ford guy. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. But
Hi.
But yeah, I think that's probably the next plan for the next couple of videos that we're going to be doing. Outside of that, and our knowledge and upsetness about our 283. We still have a lot of body work to do. We do.
Basically, we still have to sand down the whole truck, get it back to as close as we can to the original paint with that patina and stuff. Mm-hmm. We are working with the patina guy.
Yeah, Sweet Patina on Instagram.
Yeah.
We're gonna work with him and try to get some of their super rad, sauce. The
patina sauce.
Patina sauce. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's a rust inhibitor, and it's some of that stuff, but it's gonna make it a flat color, or not flat, but
it's gonna
satin.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it a lot deeper.
It's like a satin clear.
Yeah, it's
almost,
a satin clear.
But it's like for patina specifically.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost like a wax the way you put it on for patina, and it's a 2-part thing. It's gonna be super cool.
Oh, we didn't talk about the interior.
Oh yeah. Which I mentioned LMC truck. So a lot of what we're going to be doing is a lot of the interior work on the truck, because
we ordered new mirrors and a bumper.
We ordered a back bumper because it doesn't have one, and some of that stuff. But and some just like trim and mirrors and stuff like that. But we're planning on putting carpet, a new seat cover. We have a tack. We probably are going to do gauges. I don't know, as far as like a little pill tripod
it's like
thing underneath. But we're going to do that. New seat belts. You want this?
Yes.
The camera person's wanting beer.
It's gone.
It's gone. I need help. But yeah, so we're gonna do new carpet in it. We're gonna do a new seat cover. It's gonna have a tack. It'll have a glove box.
Yeah, I'll have a glove box.
Because it does have a glove box.
And new glove box trim.
We're gonna fix the trim. We're going to get rid of, it has a snazzy, really slick, like 74 Chevelle steering wheel. That's going away. Yeah. And also, if you guys want one, we have a really fancy wood grain shifter knob handle. It's out of like it's probably like an 82 El Camino. I don't even know what that would be out of.
I don't know.
It's probably like a Craig or O'Reilly's or something. There's
one from 20 years ago.
Yeah,
it's getting
20 years ago.
It's getting something new.
It's gonna be cool. This interior's gonna be cool, because I know I'm gonna rebuild the dash, and I'm gonna rebuild the gauge cluster, clean up all the gauges because there's a lot of dust and stuff in it.
Repaint all the little
sand
dials and stuff.
Mm-hmm. sand down the dash, do a lot of that stuff, trying to make the interior as nice as possible. Because when you're driving, you want your creature covers to be good. Because if the car looks awesome on the outside and you don't like it on the inside,
right,
what's the point in driving?
Right.
Because you see the steering wheel the most, you see the dash the most.
Right. Yeah. So for you specifically, you want to make sure that your interior is a comfortable place
right.
that you're going to spend time in.
And you're happy with.
You're going to spend more of your time inside the truck than outside. So.
Right. And it doesn't really matter how.
Hypothetically, I mean, unless you're just going to, unless you're just parking your old car and not driving it.
Or you're drag racing it and you're in it for 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah. In which case you don't have interior.
No, you don't have interior, and you're gonna be strapping yourself in, and you don't care. But yeah, that's kind of the reason why I ended up driving to Oregon and spending $300 on a freaking clock for my Nova, because I wanted that clock. Because I always thought it'd be really cool to have that clock in my car. And when I look out at my gauge cluster every single time, there's that clock, and it makes me happy. But yeah.
What else?
I think we're probably good for this one. You happy with it?
We still have. There's probably gonna be a video of us doing the wood bed. We still have to finish that. I stained a couple planks
just to see what it
would look like. But we're probably gonna do a separate video on that.
Probably.
Like staining the wood and installing it and showing you how we're gonna do it, as opposed to how you might do it if you bought a kit from LMC Truck and it cost you $500.
Yeah,
so
I think the
costs
wood
us way less.
I think the wood grain alone, like the wood slots alone from LMC Truck, I think when I looked were like $570.
Yeah.
And then you had to get all the hardware. You had to get
the wood,
and then like the metal panels that go in the middle to hold the wood down. I think those were another $150. So out the door, it's probably $1,000 for probably everything for the wood bed, and we're gonna do it for a whole lot less, and it's gonna look. It probably won't look as good because it's not gonna be stock, but it's gonna be just as good and just as usable as a normal bed, or it'll be a little bit more, but just as usable and a whole lot cleaner than I know a lot of people that just put plywood in the back of their bed. Because that's when you have a wood bed, I think a lot of people do that. They just put plywood down. I know my dad did that with his last log bed.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really matter because you're not trying to.
Yeah, and then that way, if you haven't seen it done that way, or you're looking for a way to redo a wood bed, but in a somewhat affordable fashion, we'll be able to at least give you an option.
And you can do it in a weekend and be happy with what you do.
Yeah. The only reason we haven't got it done so far is because we've had too many other things to worry about.
Yeah. I think we're still on schedule. It's just frustrating now.
Yeah, I mean, we were ahead of schedule before.
Now we're on schedule.
And hopefully it doesn't continue the way it has. We'll be able to get stuff done a little bit easier, but you know, that's part of it.
That is part of it. That's always part of it.
Yeah.
But alright, cool. How close are you to being done with your beer?
Yeah, about half on this one.
I'm right there too. We're pretty close. You want to end the video when we're done with our beer, or do you want to end the video midway through second?
Yeah, we can end it on when it's done.
All right.
There was one other thing that we were doing on the truck.
Gauges, interior.
You say we redid the bay.
The engine bay, yeah, we completely we completely cleaned out the engine bay, and now it's all nice and painted flat black. It looks a whole lot better than it did when it was 40 shades of different colors of blue and green and black and rust. Dirt.
Another thing that actually we should probably ask you guys: would you want a separate video for when we do the power steering? Or would you want that more clumped together with the engine stuff? Because the power steering will be a whole day thing. We're gonna have to go out, pick and pull, find brackets, and get all the necessary stuff that we don't have. Because we got a bunch of stuff from the guy we bought the truck off of.
Right.
But there's still some things we need to, pick up still.
We need the pump brackets and a lot of that kind of stuff for it. So
if you'd like to see a separate video on that, let us know in the comments down below.
Right.
Trying to think.
Outside of that, I think we're probably pretty much there as far as all that goes. I mean, a lot of the other stuff's gonna be hypothetical stuff.
Yeah, we still need to find hubcaps. If you believe it, when we were looking on LMC Truck, for a set of 4 hubcaps that would fit our wheels, they were $200.
Why?
And I said, I think we could find them on Facebook Marketplace for way less and clean them if we had to.
Probably. That's a very accurate statement on that. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand why that would be even a thing. But, okay, well, the truck's coming together really well. Nova's going to be awesome when we get there. I'm excited. My tires are a little bit wore out in the back, but they'll be fine for probably this week. This week of racing. Because it's probably only going to be, at the most, I'm expecting probably 6 passes over the 2 days. Just because of how many people are there. And I'm not too confident. I'm confident, but I'm not too sure how far I'm going to go as far as how many rounds. I might go 2 or 3 at the most, I think, right now. Just with how competitive everyone is and how competitive my car is. But you never know. I might go 7 or 8 rounds.
You guys will see all that.
You'll see all that. But until then, keep up on Instagram, Facebook, kinda, a little bit on Facebook, and definitely on YouTube because we need you guys' help with subscribers and watch hours. So
like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell, know when we post.
All that stuff helps us. So until then, keep on.
See you guys.
Peace.